It's Youngster Joey! What a way to start a video! Didn't you call me and tell me that exact same thing like 2 videos ago? Did he not? Am I the only one remembering that? Am I hallucinating? Didn't that happen? What the hell, Joey? Maybe it was somebody else, but I'm pretty sure it was Joey, and I think he said that. What an ass. Anyway, I was talking about, in the last video, YouTubers that I watch, and I think I forgot to mention one. I don't think I said Nitro Rad. He also does video game stuff. Because I was saying I don't watch many video game guys, and then I was going to say him, but I think I forgot to. I think I transitioned in my mind from I don't watch many video game guys, so therefore let me talk about different styles of videos that I watch, but I forgot to mention him. Because yeah, I don't think I mentioned him. When I found him, I think he had less subscribers than my other channel does, but he now has more. But either way, yeah, another, I would say, underappreciated channel. So there's that one extra that I forgot to mention last time. Unless I did mention him, in which, if that's the case, I'm going to edit over that audio with 1.5 minutes of sound effects from The Matrix. So anyway, next thing that somebody asked in the comments, I was asked a while ago what I thought of Metal Gear Solid, and I just told the person I'd never played them. I'm not really into stealth games. And by the way, if you want to ever keep asking, just ask more questions or things for me to talk about, bring up topics or whatever, feel free to do it at any time. Although if you ask a question in the comments and you just want it to be answered immediately in the form of a comment, say so, because if you don't, I might just ignore you for a while and answer it in a video. But if you just want it answered in the comments, tell me and I'll answer your comment. Should I go the other way first? What's down that way? I'm curious. Oh, fancy door. Okay, fine, be that way. But yeah, if you want to ask stuff or bring up things for me to talk about, do it at any time. So yeah, and then they asked me to elaborate on Metal Gear Solid and stealth games, and yeah, I can't say much about MGS specifically because I've never played it. The only one I've ever played is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, which of course is not anything like regular Metal Gear. It's a hack and slash. But the regular ones and stealth games really is what I'll talk about. The only stealth games I think legitimately that I have played and enjoyed, when I really think about it, are Sly Cooper. Beyond that, it's because I'm impatient. That's all it is. Like, whenever I've played shooters, like, I don't play first-person shooters really, but whenever I have, I always do really badly because I never stay behind and get behind cover. I run out into the middle of everything and just shoot because I'm impatient and I just want to get into the action. So if I'm just waiting, I hate it and I want to die. I don't like waiting. I don't find them really to be fun. Just kind of sitting there waiting for them to pass and not be seen, and going slowly and having to do it over again if you're seen, and it's just not the kind of thing that interests me. A lot of video game genres that I don't like, I can't really give amazing reasons why I don't like them. I don't have fun with them, you know? Most of them I can't really describe in detail because I don't play them, you know? I've played some of them and wasn't able to get into that genre, therefore I don't play games from that genre anymore. Don't have a lot of experience with it. Hard to talk about. But I can't really say much other than I don't have fun with them. Because I'm picky about video games. This Metal Gear Solid, at a time, is something I wanted to try, but now that I barely play games much anymore, Sun and Moon being the most I've played a game in a long-ass time, I look at the gameplay and it doesn't interest me, and the 7-hour-long cutscenes is basically my least favorite thing ever in the world. So yeah, there that is. What's up with you? No. I mean, Totodile, Crocodile. Apparently there's only one of him, so that's cool. But yeah, I wish I could give better reasons for a lot of the things And that's not just about video games, but just things in general, whether it be like movies or anime or whatever. There are plenty of things. People always expect you to back up every opinion you have with like cold hard facts. They'll be like, oh, I don't want an objective review, but you need, because that's not a thing that can happen. Objective review, literally, that doesn't make sense. People say, oh, when people say objective review, what they mean is they want the subjective opinions being backed up with objective facts. You can't always do that, though. Sometimes you just don't like it, or you just do. It just doesn't appeal to me, and that's just the end of it. Sorry. It's like food. I put it in my mouth, and it doesn't taste good. That's the end of the story. The taste bud arrangement that I have on my tongue, that I was born with, or however that works, does not respond positively to that food when it enters my mouth. That's all it is. And it can be the same kind of thing with entertainment. Like, I watched the movie, and it just didn't really do anything for me. And I'm not saying that's all the time. A lot of the time, of course, I can back up my opinions, but sometimes there really is nothing to say. It's just like, I don't know, it just kind of... I liked it, or it didn't really do much for me, and there's not much else you can say. Especially with video games, me being someone who doesn't like... Again, who doesn't play mini games and doesn't analyze them and, you know, care about all the different aspects like story and everything, and just an expert on game design. All I really care about is, am I having fun playing it? So it's just super simple, and sometimes my deepest opinion is, yeah, it was really fun. What is this? Oh, cool, I can change my Onyx's name. But I don't have him with me. I would like to know what you think of the name Bacon. No, you fucking... What was that, like a humble brag, but from somebody else? Rather than... Not really, but you know what I mean, I think. Instead of you saying kind of a positive... Trying to spin a positive thing as a negative, this other guy kind of did that. He's like, oh yeah, it's decent, but you could have a better one. It's like, fuck you. Bacon is the greatest name of all time. I'm gonna spend however many episodes it takes exploring Goldenrod City and just seeing what's here. If that's a waste of time, then I don't want to not waste time. This is the place with, like, the radio show. And you can get, like, a lottery? Yeah. Do it. I want to do it. And that's Whitney over there. That's fun. It does. It matches. Grand prize. Oh, shit! Oh, my God. What? Oh, just the last... Okay. Fourth prize. Pretty good. Pretty good. Thank you. Wow. Cool. Neat. That makes me think of one of the few times I've won a prize in my life. Oh, there's a quiz, though. There's a quiz. Yes? I did it! Yes? I did it again! I'm good. No trick question, you silly goose! Apricorns. Pieces of shit. Probably. I've done it? Dude, okay, well, there's one more? Probably not. If he was, that'd be a... I don't think that would be a question. I did it. I got a radio. I'm so happy. Never been happier. But yeah, one time I think of... Because I've never, like, competed in anything, so I've never had a chance to win prizes. I actually won a spelling bee in 6th grade. It wasn't a real spelling bee. Like a legit one. It was just in the class. My teacher was like, oh, we're gonna have a fun little spelling bee. And I won. But there was one time... I used to read the Magic Treehouse books as a kid. All the time. And the author of those books... There was a contest where you could write in... this thing. It was like, if you were to go on a Magic Treehouse adventure... write about, like, the stuff you would bring to prepare and shit like that. That's all I remember about it. And the author of the books would, like, judge the entries and whatnot. And I won, not the grand prize, but the first prize. Because the actual first prize was called the grand prize. and then the one below that was called first prize. So even though it technically wasn't the best prize, it was still called first prize, so I felt good. I did a good job, and I won that, and that was good. And I got something. I think I got like a backpack or something. What the hell was that? A backpack! I squeaked as shit. That was weird, but I won a thing. I don't really remember what it was. I really don't think I have it anymore. But I won a thing, I remember, and it was cool. What's over here? This is a big city. It's fucking bullshit. Again, I could have researched this beforehand and just, like, you know, seen, okay, what places are relevant, what aren't. But I'm playing the game. I'm exploring. Is this Bill? It looks like Bill. Oh my god. Yes. Regards, hello. That's what it is. I don't feel like taking the time to say anything more. Okay, I'm leaving. We're gonna spend an entire episode just exploring Goldenrod. Fuck it. Somebody asked me how I got into Pokemon. I should talk about that. I've already talked about how I got into the main series of games with Crystal. I talked about that already in this LP. But before that, I think it was just the anime. Go in the thing. I watched the anime a lot as a kid, and I loved it. Watched it all the time. I cried when Ash let go of his Butterfree, and when he almost abandoned Pikachu. That was the saddest moments of my childhood. And yeah, and then first games I actually played were Stadium and Stadium 2. I played Pokemon Snap. I never owned it, but a friend down the street, guy down the street had it, and I borrowed it. But I never owned it or rented it myself. Yeah, give me a bike. Neat. Then, from there, I already told the story about how I got into the main games. So there's that. I guess I'll use it. Why wouldn't I, right? I mean, running is cool since you don't have to hold down B, and it's pretty fast already. But, yeah, I'll use the bike. Why the hell not? What speed? What's it like? Yeah, it's okay. And it turns the music into this nice, fun, bike-ridey music. I don't actually give a shit about changing Onyx's name, so I don't know if I'll really do it, but I kind of feel like I should at some point. Nice. This is so dumb. And what's the most that they're even gonna give me? If I find a place where they're gonna give me they're gonna give me like a Great Ball, and yet I'm wasting so much time exploring the city, just talking to people, see what they'll give me. You gonna give me the can? Oh, what the fuck? Oh, okay. I see how it is. I'll come back here. I'll get that watering can. I'll trick that. What the fuck happened there? I'll trick that key's ass. I'll kick that tree's ass. How about that? Where does this lead? Is this where I came? This is not where I came out. Is it? It might be. This is where I came out of. See? I'm not paying any attention. Okay, yeah, because that was next to the name writer. Alright, we'll go to the gym then. Oh, that's the sign in front of the gym. The incredibly pretty girl. Sure. If I could possibly go through the entire gym, including Whitney in the rest of this video, it would make it worth it that the rest of these videos have been garbage of me doing nothing. But yeah, they also asked not only how I got into Pokemon, but like what made me love it so much. And I think that's one of those things that I don't know if I can give a complex answer about. I just have a ton of fun playing them, I guess. They're simple enough, especially the ones that I've played so many times, like Fire Red and Leaf Green, that you can just kind of hop in and play. But they have enough to them to where they keep me engaged, even though so many times I'm just not even paying attention to what's happening. But, I mean, not even talking about, like, online. If you're going to go online, you're going to talk about EVs and IVs and complex competitive battling. It gets legitimately complex. But even beyond that, you know, there's enough to it. There's a lot going on in Pokemon to pay attention to and be interested in. I don't know what it is. It just appeals to me. It's a simple enough RPG, because I don't get into many RPGs, and I think a lot of them are just too complicated for me to care, because I barely play video games, so when I turn one on and it's like, there's all this shit all over the place, I'm like, alright, I'm gonna go play something simpler instead. This, again, it's simple enough as an RPG as well to get into it, but still complex enough to where I'm like, alright, I don't feel like this is meant for babies. And just the catching of creatures, because I have the nostalgia of knowing so many of the Pokemon from my childhood and then seeing new ones, that's super cool. New Pokemon every generation, you know, seeing all that, learning about them, their designs, catching Pokemon, raising them, evolving them is just something that really appeals to me, which is why I like Ni no Kuni. I feel like the only reason I got into that game, despite being an RPG, like the ones I often can't get into, is because of the Pokemon-esque catching. I also tried getting into Yokai Watch, and I couldn't really, but I really just like the monsters and the catching aspect of the game. I just really like that. And I don't know, something about it has always appealed to me. Always thought it was cool. I'm sure I could come up with a huge list of things I like about Pokemon, why I like Pokemon, but I would actually need to stop and think about all that. And maybe I will sometime. That's most of what I can say for now. And I think a big part of it is Pokemon is cool now. Like, everybody is like, oh yeah, Pokemon, of course. It's great. But when I was in high school, because I got into it when I was 14, so it's probably like, or that's when I got into the main series games, 13, 14. I was probably in 8th grade, so then high school was right after that. It wasn't like that. And maybe it's not for those ages now. Maybe stupid, shitty teenagers are still like, oh, you play Pokemon? What a loser. I don't know. I'm not in high school anymore, thank God. But, at least from what I see online and everything, Pokemon's cool. Just like, you know, how way back when comic books and Star Wars and video games in general weren't cool, and now they are. I feel like everybody's just like, oh yeah, Pokemon, it's awesome. I mean, Pokemon Go was huge, Sun and Moon were like the most pre-ordered Nintendo game ever, I think. Definitely most pre-ordered Pokemon game. I think maybe Nintendo in general. So many friends that I met in high school, who I became friends with for other reasons, all happened to like Pokemon 2. And I think that was a big thing. Like, it seemed like every time I'd make friends in high school who had people who had interests similar to mine that I got along with, and I'd become friends with them, I would then find out after that they play Pokemon. And I was like, oh my god. I keep finding all these friends and becoming friends with them, and then it turns out that they play Pokemon just like I do, and I think that was a big part of it. Who knows, maybe every person in my high school played Pokemon, and they just all kept it secret, and I only was able to find out once I became friends with them. But I don't think so. I always thought that was kind of cool. Like, every time I made new friends, I was like, oh my god, they play Pokemon too. I would then find that out, and it was very strange. Where the hell am I going? There's nothing else up here? Okay. I'll just go around then. And I feel like there was something else I wanted to say about it too. Oh, there's 2 more trainers? I don't think we're going to get to Whitney in this unless we make it a long video. I feel like there was something else I want to say about why I like it. But I don't remember. Just so many memories now about how I got into it. It's just such a long history. It's like One Piece being something that I love so much because there's just so much of it, because it's been around for so long. How for probably almost a decade, I think it'll probably be a decade next year, I've been reading the manga every single week, mostly, because some weeks it's off break, and watching scenes from the anime, go back and rereading manga and shit like that. And it's just been going for so long. Next year it will have been going for 20 years, I will have been reading it for 10, practically every single week, and there's just so much to it, both just in the sheer volume of it and how much I've experienced of it, that it's just insane, and it consistently remains my favorite thing. And it's the kind of same way with Pokemon, I think. There's just so much of it, it's been around for so long, I've been exposed to it for so long, with the anime and getting into the stadium games, getting into the main games, playing other spin-off games from there. So many memories associated with it that it's just like, it's hard for any other game, just like run-of-the-mill random game that comes along, to top it when it's been around, having such a big impact on me for so long, just so consistently. Like, I have so many great memories of after I got into Pokemon, because the first ones that I bought, or I think the first one that I bought after I got into it with Crystal, with my cousin's copy of Crystal, was Ruby. And I bought Ruby and shit like that, and Fire Red and Leaf Green came out, and Emerald came out, and they might have been out when I got into it, but I don't think so. I think they came out next. But I then remember the first new gen that came out when I was into Pokemon was Diamond and Pearl, and I have such fond memories of that, having that be the first generation of games that I could get into when it first came out, and seeing all the new Pokemon, because I got into, Johto and Hoenn and even the Kanto games, even though I already knew the Kanto Pokemon from the anime way later. But getting into the Sinnoh games when they first came out, it was such a fun experience, and I have such fond memories of that. And then just all the new gens as they came out and all the new games. It's been around for so long that it's just great. It holds a super special place in my heart, and yeah, you're asleep. Why are you asleep? Wake up. Thank you. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah. I kind of want to do the next video right now and just beat Whitney, but I think I'm going to wait till tonight. Then it'll be night. I'll go fight that cop. I'll go catch a thing in the Ilex Forest. I'll go name Onyx. I'll fight that girl, and I'll fight Whitney, and that might be enough for a video. If not, I'll do a little bit more after, and that can be a nice whole video with a bunch of different things going on. But anyway, this is the end of this one. Thank you for watching. Goodbye.